Jeziel, what are we looking at with this
We're
one now?
looking here, rethink. This is a mineral product that we mix it in the concrete, creating a barrier to the concrete. No matter how many times I use it, it's going to be waterproof concrete. I'm going to make an example with a little bit of sand. We're going to take a rethink. I'm going to mix it to create like a barrier to the sand. I'm going to do the same example. Once again, look. You can see like a shining bubbles all around. Look. You can see that? Right now we have in this piece of concrete, rethink mix it already and cure it already.
What percentage?
We have 16% in this case because rethink we can use it from 4% up to 20%. So you can see the water never going to pass through that crack. So if you can see in the crack, it's like a shining bubble. That's the effect of rethink pushing out the water from the crack.
Open it up and hold it up for me just a little bit so I can see underneath as you open it up. So even when you have it opened up, it's pushing the water back.
That's correct. That's the benefit of rethink. So now I'm going to take a little bit of rethink.
Now this has been in this water for 3 days.
Already. And no matter how long I leave it there, it's a mineral product, hydrophobic product, just get activated when getting contact with the cements, right? So it's completely dry. No matter how long I leave it there, it's completely dry.
Now, what is the application that guys would use this for?
This is you can put it with the concrete, any mortar that you have. You can add it and mix it, and then you will have a waterproof concrete for the life of the concrete.
Never wears out, never runs down. Where do you guys find out more information?
You can find it in rethink.usa.com, and in that page you have all the information that you need.
rethink.usa.com.
That's correct.
That's technology, my friends.
Thank you, sir.
Wow. Hey, I can't believe it, man. Wow, unbelievable.
You know they eat
Watch this.
babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh, and they drink human blood.
Now let me tell y'all something. This woman knew exactly what was going on because she was in on all of it. They messed this woman up in the head, and they tried to call her crazy. They tried to get her out of the public view. She did not make that tweet, I promise you. She did not make that tweet. They tried to get her out of the public view because she was saying things that needed to be not said. These people are powerful. They're worshiping an ancient deity called Moloch. Moloch. He has a constant hunger and a feeding for little children, babies. And they're feeding that hunger. That's how they get all of this power, all of the money, everything. And it's all coming to light now. Now, hold on. You know what else she said? She said whenever President Trump gets elected and he gets in office, he's going to open up a lot of eyes. Now, all of you stupid people that were under his wing, how do you feel about that now? She was right. You guys called this woman crazy. You canceled her, made her out to be this crazy person when she was not crazy. She was not crazy. They're eating babies. They're eating literal babies. This was so much more than everyone expected. I knew. People called me crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm awoke.
What? Hi.
Man.
Wow.
Listen to her. She
By
knew.
the time we go
She knew.
into vote for Trump, that he will open up everybody's eyes and they will stop pretending to be asleep. You know what they say? You can't wake people up that are pretending to be
I'm a psychic medium, and here are some things I know to be true. Spirits do not mess with people who are owning their energy. The truth is they just don't. Somebody has to be operating outside of the center of their authority for interference to happen. They have to be fragmented, spread thin, and have no idea what's going on. And here's the deal, most of us are trained to be that way. The spirit world can't mess with you unless you allow it to, and that's the important truth. And this is not to be ugly, but when your energy is coherent, there's nothing to attach to. Spirits don't overpower humans, they respond to vacancy. And again, hear me when I say vacancy is not weakness. No one's calling anyone weak. It just means you're not fully inhabiting yourself, embodied, if you will. You're not fully owning your energy. This is why escapism is literally the root of most paranormal issues, any form of it. Video games, substances, food, any. Spirits don't bother people who are home in themselves, who are settled, coherent. And that's what I know to be true.
The Bible says not to add or take away to God's word because somebody already did. If you notice, all the way at the end of Revelation, there's a nice little passage that John wrote. It was a warning, as it says in Revelation chapter 22, verse 18. I warn everyone who hears the words of the prophecy of this scroll. If anyone adds anything to them, God will add to that person the plagues described in this scroll. And if anyone takes words away from the scroll of prophecy, God will take away from that person they share in the tree of life and in the holy city, which are described in this scroll. There's a reason John wrote that. It's because someone at the beginning of the Bible, at the beginning of creation, did just that. They added to God's word. Adam was just chilling, minding his own business, when God had told him not to eat from the tree of knowledge, right, of good and evil, because the consequence would be ultimately passing away, right? But Eve, she added to that. She had told the serpent that God had told him not to eat it, nor touch the fruit, right? To which the serpent had immediately manipulated on. Hence why we have to be very specific sometimes in what we say, teach, or preach. Because a lot of people, they're hearing what you're saying. They're hearing you, but it's not what you're saying, it's what they heard. You could tell a group of people not to eat strawberries, and then that person will hear, well, Raven told me not to eat strawberries and to avoid apples. No, I said avoid strawberries. Likewise, don't go beyond what is written. What's written in the Bible is there for a reason. Stick to that. Don't add to it.
Are humans indigenous to Earth? That's a yes. Thank you. Was human evolution influenced by extraterrestrial life?
I don't believe this matters.
That's a yes. Thank you. Was this a positive shift for humanity? That's a yes. Thank you. They're very responsive today. Thank you. Did extraterrestrials alter human DNA?
She could be controlling them with the thumb.
Yes. Thank you. Do all humans have this altered DNA?
English people really surprise me. I mean,
That's a no. Thank you. Are these extraterrestrials, are they Nephilim?
how can you believe matters? This one
That's a
is
no.
hard to believe.
Are some stone statues actually petrified humans?
I honestly think she's controlling the metals. My thoughts, please leave yours down below.
No, darn it. I really thought that was going to be a yes. Thank you. Did they come to life in like a non-human manner? It's a yes. Thank you. Were some of these stone statues like an ancient form of robot?
How do these
No, I'm
metals
getting
know?
something about music. Did they used to like dance? And I'm getting like the image of a music box. Did they dance?
Can't believe
It might
this.
have also worked. Did these stone robots, like these stone statues, did they were they animated? Like, did they work? Did they do manual tasks?
I can only believe this if it works with my questions.
And did they perform different tasks using different songs? Oh, I'm getting huge tingles too. This is a monster download. Thank you. So basically what I'm getting is the stone statues that, we see around ancient history, right? They used to come alive. And it wasn't in a human sense. It was more like, I think the pyramids were part of this, where it would play a song and the stone statues would move and do like manual labor, manual tasks in unison. It's showing me like how we would see like wooden soldiers march, or like, like that old, like the crank. It's showing me that depending on the song, the figurine would do a certain, like a different task with that song. So if they wanted them to like build something, it would be a song. If they wanted them to do something else, it would be a different song. Does that make sense? That is a huge download. That's awesome. Thank you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have a great day.
Very profound discovery, or this is like complete and total gibberish and I'm a crazy person. I need you to help me decide, okay? I'm a lucid dreamer, and like 2 weeks ago I had a lucid dream that has rocked my world. In my dream, I was talking to a character in my dream about dreaming, and I said, why can't I control all of the people in this dream? There's all these people walking by us kind of on this boardwalk, and I'm looking at them and like I can't control them. I can't change what they look like. I can't like morph them with my brain. And this person that I was talking to had such interesting answers. And I basically was like talking to my own subconscious or something. I was talking to like some consciousness, clearly. And this consciousness person, I don't know, here's what they said. They said consciousness is like a battery, like an energy, and the battery can power things that it can't necessarily always control, like the machine that it ends up in. And they were like, you're generating these people, but you're not in control of them. And then they said something very weird. They said, and that's how it works in real life too. And I asked, what do you mean? And they said, like, when you're at the airport and there's all of these people around, not all of them are fully real in the way that others are. And they said the real ones are generating all this consciousness, and the kind of fake people are just receiving this consciousness. Like, they are biological entities, like they are real, like you could touch them, but they're not really running like their own full thing. Like, they are being generated by the consciousness of other people there. And in the same way, we can receive other consciousness that isn't necessarily ours. And I was like, what do you mean? And they said, like me, like they were talking about themselves. They're like they said to me, I am not your full consciousness, which is why I can say things that surprise you. And some of these people that are walking by are not fully your consciousness either. You're just part of the battery, which is why you can't control them. And I said, okay, well, could I control it at all? And the person said, try. So I'm looking at this person, and in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna make them do a silly dance. So I'm like thinking that really hard. And then they do a silly dance and they kind of like laugh and look at me like, is that what you wanted? And I was like, okay, but did I really make you do that dance? Or did you just somehow know that that's what I wanted you to do? And they said, well, this is all your dream. So isn't that the same thing? And I was like, what? And look, I totally get this. This might be one of those things that just feels profound in your dream and is nothing in real life. But something about it made a lot of sense to me. And the way that there were all these people in this dream that I couldn't control, that they were coming out of nowhere. I wasn't thinking them into existence. The same way I'm not thinking people into existence at the airport or something. It kind of made sense to me. And that consciousness is like this energy, like a battery. And some of that energy we own, and some we don't, and some we receive. And I've had experiences where it feels like I'm receiving like ideas or inspiration or a thought that doesn't totally feel like mine. But maybe this is nothing. Let me know.
What? There's always strange things about dreams going
I
on.
came here this year just to absorb the red carpet, because my prediction is this is one of the last red carpets where it's only humans on the red carpet.
This will be the last year that the Grammys will be all humans. What do y'all think
What?
about this?
What do I mean by that specifically? In LA, we have Waymos now on the street. But the year before Waymos came, no one really paid attention like, hey, let me take a snapshot of this, because this is the last time it's only humans in cars.
This is a great point, and this is how fast things are moving. And obviously, most of y'all know, I have had my whole world shifted and had a new perspective gifted to me. Shout out to Timbaland. He's helped me out more than I can put into words. And I can't help but think about how amazing this is. And I'm so thankful that I have shifted my perspective.
Now, there's robot ghosts in the cars. Here we are, 2026, knowing what's possible. Right around the corner, there's going to be some robotic autonomous artist that you're going to be like, hey, whatever the name of it is, like, hey, Shazbot, come here, Shazbot.
One of the number one things I got challenged on was that the people using AI aren't real musicians. This couldn't be furthest from the truth. Some of the people that I'm working with right now are the best musicians I've ever been around, and they're using it. And they are making music I have never heard before. Some of the most incredible sounding stuff I've ever heard. I believe we are going to witness some mixtures of genres that we have never heard before. And behind the scenes are going to be some of the most incredible musicians coming up with this. That's what makes me excited. I got into this business to make incredible music with incredible musicians, and it shouldn't matter how it was made. The end result is what matters.
You're freaking me out, man. Hey, Shazbot, I love that new song. I heard you got 1 billion freaking listeners in in the last hour. And who's Shazbot? Shazbot's gonna be like, yeah, what up, City TV? Shazbot's gonna fucking like, you know what I mean? Swear, watch, you'll see. And then Shazbot's gonna have beef with some other fucking bot, and then you're gonna be like trying to break it up with the fucking bot wars. And watch.
I don't think I want to see that. I don't want to be around for that.
Hey, I'm telling you,
we got to live the good days.
Yes, we did.
Got to live the good days.
But to say that that's not gonna happen by 2030, you're not seeing the trajectory of what they're about to do, bro.
Let's end on that note, all right? Let's end on that note.
Shazbot, bro.
I came from those times too. I started building my studio in the year 2000. I'm all for the musicians that have grinded and worked hard for this. The thing is, this is the age of the independent musician. And the independent musician is going to utilize AI to remain fully independent. We are in some amazing times right now, and I wrote this down back in November that I'm going to walk this year with no fear. And we're going to let the naysayers sit back and spectate and watch as it happens.
What? That sounds like a scary future, my friends. Extremely.